As of the 29th of July 2025, the most recent and credible update on China's PL-16 long-range air-to-air missile comes from a leaked image allegedly taken during an internal Chinese Air Force seminar. The image was shared by a known military social media profile and depicts detailed diagrams comparing the PL-15 and PL-16 missiles, including their respective flight envelopes and combat parameters. Although there has still been no official confirmation from Chinese authorities, the context and depth of the slide contents suggest that the PL-16 program is real and may have entered an advanced stage of testing or initial operational integration, most likely with the J-20 stealth fighter. The J-20 remains China's only combat-tested stealth aircraft with confirmed operational status. It was designed around the internal carriage of Beyond Visual Range (BVR) missiles to maintain low radar observability. The PL-15, the current standard long-range missile, has well-known limitations when loaded internally due to its mid-body wing configuration, which restricts the number of missiles that can be housed in the aircraft's weapons bays. The PL-16, based on the latest leaked details, was developed specifically to overcome this limitation. It reportedly features a reduced cross-sectional profile and either folding or fully removed mid-body aerodynamic surfaces, allowing the missile to be packed more densely, up to 6 units per aircraft. That would represent a 50% increase in internal BVR missile capacity per sortie, a significant boost in potential engagement volume without compromising stealth characteristics. According to open-source defense assessments, the PL-16 likely retains many elements of the PL-15's architecture, such as the dual-pulse solid-fuel propulsion and an active electronically scanned array AESA radar seeker, possibly operating in the Ku band. There are unverified suggestions from online commentary that the PL-16 might incorporate a dual-mode seeker with an additional imaging infrared (IIR) terminal phase capability to improve accuracy against stealth or jamming-resistant targets. However, this remains speculative and unsupported by imagery or test results. There is also no evidence the missile has undergone a live-fire test in public or military exercises, something typically documented for new-generation missiles in transparent programs. Estimates for the PL-16's range vary widely and are often exaggerated by online sources. Claims of 300 kilometers or more are likely theoretical maximums under highly favorable conditions such as high altitude, high-speed launches. A more realistic effective range would probably fall between 220 to 250 kilometers, still exceeding the known domestic range of the PL-15 but within a logical limit based on its size and propulsion constraints. These numbers are difficult to validate, as China has not published any technical specifications or flight test results, nor has it allowed observation of the missile in active combat drills. The lack of independent verification, radar tracking data, or even secondary confirmation from defense intelligence circles raises major questions about the actual maturity of the program. The broader narrative surrounding the PL-16 follows a familiar pattern seen in multiple Chinese military developments. Information is often leaked through controlled channels, obscure social media accounts with indirect links to the military, anonymous experts cited in state-adjacent publications, or grainy images appearing shortly before major international airshows or defense exhibitions. This strategy has been employed repeatedly in the past to create an appearance of capability advancement, even in the absence of hard evidence. Such controlled leaks function both as internal morale tools and as external influence mechanisms, aiming to portray rapid progress and parity with Western programs like the U.S. AIM-260 or Europe's Meteor missile. In terms of actual deployment, there is still no physical evidence of the PL-16 being carried by J-20s in active operations. Most available images of the J-20 in training environments still show either PL-15 or no visible weapon loadouts at all. No video footage, satellite imagery, or credible open-source intelligence has confirmed a successful missile launch of a weapon matching the PL-16's profile. There is also no data indicating that the missile has been integrated into flight simulators, pilot training protocols, or doctrine manuals outside of the single leaked presentation. The situation is even less clear with the J-35, the carrier-based stealth fighter intended to complement the J-20. As of now, the J-35 has not achieved initial operational capability. It remains in prototype or flight test phase, and no imagery confirms weapons bay integration with the PL-16 or any other advanced missile. The possibility that PL-16 will eventually be used with the J-35 exists in theory, given its intended dimensions and role, but that integration appears to be years away from actual deployment. Furthermore, China's track record in weapon development shows a consistent gap between announcement and operationalization. Other air-to-air missile projects like the PL-21, a much larger ramjet-powered missile aimed at targeting early warning aircraft, have been shown off publicly for years but have yet to see verified service entry. Similarly, reports of a hypersonic air-to-air missile under development, sometimes referred to in online rumors as Place XX, lack any physical evidence and appear to be speculative exaggerations intended to generate fear and admiration in equal measure. The PL-16, though more plausible and technically grounded than some of these rumors, is still being promoted in a climate where disinformation and military image management are prioritized over transparent capability disclosure. The use of vague technical jargon, blurred imagery, and unverifiable performance figures reflects a pattern where propaganda takes priority over accuracy. This approach can distort public perception and defense assessments, leading some foreign observers to overestimate how close these systems are to full operational status. The PL-16 is likely a real missile program with developmental roots in the limitations of the PL-15. It may represent a next-generation solution optimized for internal bay carriage in stealth aircraft like the J-20. However, the overwhelming majority of its specifications, capabilities, and deployment status remain unconfirmed. There is no verified combat usage, no government announcement, and no public test results. Until there is concrete evidence, such as launch footage, radar tracking, or integration photos, its operational status should be regarded as unproven. Most of the circulating information originates from unofficial or anonymous sources, and fits a consistent pattern of strategic overstatement and engineered ambiguity within Chinese military communication.